Now today we're going to watch this video of a 68-year-old black woman named Deborah Terrell who was murdered by cops. Now the story is that someone called the police to the nursing home, okay, because they said that someone was walking the halls being, I guess, causing a disturbance, whatever the case may be. Now she's 68 years old. She may have had a mental problem or something going on with her, okay. The cops come because they're called, and she's inside of her room in this nursing home, and let's see what happens next. Now, if you look at that video, you can see that she says, "Come on, come on." She opens the door. It looks like she has some kind of weapon in her hand, which they say was a knife, which it does look like it was a knife of some kind, okay? So was she presenting, was she threatening them? Yes, because she did have a knife in her hand. But did they need to shoot her? Absolutely not. But I'm not surprised because she's a black woman. That's why they shot her, okay? Also, you notice how they immediately shot her. It seems like when she opened the door, they immediately fired something at her, okay? Immediately. So they already had something drawn at her. You may say, well, that was because someone had saw her in the hallway, possibly with a knife in her hand. It doesn't matter. Why would you shoot somebody in the face once they open the door? Also, it seems like these cops are trying to act here. You may say, how so? Because if you notice, when they shoot her, she falls back into the room in the apartment, whatever it is. She falls back into the apartment, okay? And then you see a cop stumble and fall down. And then you hear them saying, what did they say? What did they say? Let me hear it. This is what they say after she falls. They're telling her to stay down. You just shot her 3 or 4 times. Why are you telling her to stay down? You just shot a defenseless 68-year-old black woman. All right. Remember the other black woman who was in her house and a cop came in there? I forget why he was called her, but he came in there and she pulled out a butter knife across the room. She pulled out a butter knife across the room and he murdered her. He shot her. Okay. People say, oh, y'all just pulling a race car. It's not the race car, it's the truth car that America has always been doing. Okay. Remember this story I just reported? I'm actually going to pull this up to show you guys the difference between white and black in the United States of America. Okay. Let me pull this up real quick. I'll be right back.
Take a look at this cell phone video from late Sunday night. 37-year-old Sean Dunn, shown in the pink shirt and shorts, allegedly yelling at federal officers on 14th Street in D.C.
Y'all laughing, but that's the truth.
Moments later, video appearing to show him crossing the street, screaming just inches from a U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer's face.
Hey, let's go get him, bro.
And then appearing to hit the officer in the chest with a foot-long Subway sandwich. Officers immediately chasing Dunn in the street and eventually catch and arrest him. These federal officers are assisting D.C. police after President Trump placed MPD under federal control. In an
Okay, so you see that? He's standing in front of the cop's face. Okay. He's standing in front of this official's face. All right. Or this is the National Guard or the cop, whatever they are. He's standing in front of them. They're armed. They're allowed to use their arms. Okay. He's standing in front of me saying, shame, shame, shame. Then he picks up what they could have called a projectile. He picks up a foot long from Subway and throws it in the man's face. Now at this point he's assaulting him. So they had the right to use a taser or they could have possibly felt threatened. If they said they felt threatened, they could have actually shot at the guy. Okay? Because they've done something like this all the time. But you know what this man does? He throws food at them, knowing that nothing's gonna happen to him. And then he turns around and runs. He turns around.
Post DC U.S. Attorney Janine.
And he runs. He runs away. Okay? He runs away. You may say, why are you bringing that story up? They're not the same. But they are very much the same. Okay? Very much the same. In that there are two people confronted by authorities and the cops. Okay? This woman came out, and it seemed like she was threatening them in the sense that she came out and she had something in her hand. She probably had a mental issue for sure. Okay? She's 68 years old in a nursing home. You understand? So they should have been ready if they found that she was doing something in the halls. If they were told she was doing something in the halls that was causing a disturbance, or maybe she was, doing anything to someone else, they should have had the tasers ready. They should have said, okay, she's only 120, 130 pounds. Use a taser on her. Okay, which even that could be a lot, because being older, it could actually affect her heart. Okay, it could cause her to have a stroke. For all we know, anything can happen to her. So they probably should have just been ready to tackle her if anything, if she would have done anything that would have been out of the ordinary. Okay, if she came out with a knife, which is what it seemed like happened, they should have all just backed up and said, "Miss, ma'am, drop the knife, or we're gonna have to tase you. We don't want to do that." Instead, they immediately fire once they opened the door. Okay, and they took this woman's life. And people will say, "Oh, y'all need to start reporting on this stuff. Y'all just stop talking about racism. Racism wouldn't exist." This is a clear sign of that. Okay, this man turned around with no fear, knowing I just reported on this video. Okay, and I wasn't searching for this woman's story at all. Or I wasn't searching for this woman's story. I didn't know nothing about it. It just popped up. And truth be told, I usually don't watch stories like this because there's so many of them that it really grieves my spirit to continually see this type of stuff. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch, it's just that me, I see so much of it, and I know the United States is corrupt and evil and wicked. It's hard for me to bear to continue to watch stories like that. I can't watch stories all the time, okay? But just, the fact that I just reported on the guy who threw the hoagie at the Subway sandwich at the official, the cop, whatever he was, Secret Service, National Guard. The fact that he threw that sandwich at him and was shouting in his face saying shame, 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 which really shouldn't even be doing that. Okay, because the guy was doing what Trump told him to do. Okay, he can't just say no, he has to do it, that's his job. Okay. And whether that guy was drunk or not, at the end of and I'll even compare it that way. The fact that guy probably, let's say the guy was drunk. Well, what's worse, being drunk, you're willingly getting drunk, or the woman having a mental issue, being 68 years old in a nursing home? But they have more pity for the man than they do for the elderly woman, okay, and take her life. And then they try to say, ma'am, what were they saying to the guy? I keep forgetting they're saying that life. And this is why black people don't like calling the police. I remember years ago, I had got essentially robbed by these two guys. They were trying to take my money, and I ended up fighting these guys. And they did get my phone. My phone, I had a phone on a clip on my side. When people used to have those clips on, when people used to clip their phones on the side in the early 2000s, and my phone popped off, and they stole my phone and ran away. But I was fighting these two guys, and I remember after it happened. And I reluctantly did this. A few weeks later, I went to the police department. And the police woman said, it's a black woman, she said, "Why did you wait such a long time?" I'm saying to myself, y'all the cops. Like, we call y'all come in and shoot on us, fire on us. I mean, why did I wait such a long time? I was saying to myself, like, you can't believe you said that. I've been racially profiled many, many times. Driving my car, okay, and I live in Philadelphia, driving my car, doing nothing wrong, and cops following me. Okay, you ask any black man who has had that happen to them, you can actually sense when cops are following you. It's almost like a sixth sense. You can actually tell when they're following you, okay? And have it happen to me over and over and over. You know how angry it makes you feel? No, you're not doing nothing wrong and you're being followed just because you're black. When the cops are told to meet a quota. I remember I've even had cops lie on me before and force me to pay fines that I had nothing to do with. One time I was driving to a family get-together, and a cop made up a fake ticket and said I was somewhere double parked, which is something I never do, not mine. Said I was double parked somewhere, and I said I was not even there. This is a fake ticket. I didn't do this. So they told. So when I tried to fight the ticket, they said, "Well, you have to provide a witness that you weren't here, this and that." So I provided a witness, which was my mom, and they still made me pay the fine. They said, "Oh well, we need to have a receipt proving that you weren't there." To prove the time that you weren't there. The witness is not enough. I said, well, why did you tell me to provide a witness? I did what y'all told me to do. Took off of work to be here. Okay, to fight this. And y'all make me pay all of this stuff for nothing. It was just completely created. It was completely false and fake. Okay. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. This whole situation with this woman, the whole situation with this woman is sad. Okay, I'm going to play this one more time. I wish the person didn't move the camera away, but after they heard those gunshots, they probably were scared and tried to get cover behind the wall. Okay. But as you can clearly see, they fire at her, she falls back. She probably died right at that very moment, in that very instant. And what do? They continue to fire on her. Okay, because in these racist cops' minds, let's gonna be truthful here. In these racist cops' minds, when they see a black person doing anything that they could call a threat, they immediately do what they wanted to do in their heart all along, which is fire on that black person. It's as simple as that. That's why I don't call the cops unless I absolutely have to, because you don't know who's going to come when you call them. You understand what I'm saying? Are all cops racist? No. All right, but in the United States of America, the way the laws are, that in like over 90, it's like a statistic that like over 90% of cases where cops are brought to trial, most of them, like 90% or so, they never really meet it's like settled out of court, okay? Or if they go to trial, the cops always win, even when they shoot unarmed black people, even when they shoot somebody that's posing no threat. Over 90% of the time, those cops win. So knowing that they have those type of stats on their side, why would they not fire on a black person? You understand what I'm saying? It's not like the cops have a way to vet to make sure that a racist person does not get in there, okay? I know people that used to be cops. I know a woman that used to be a cop, and she always says she couldn't do it anymore. She said that it was all kind of messes going on and evil stuff going on. She said, I couldn't do it anymore. I had to leave. You know what I mean? She says, I never regretted it. She said, I'm glad that I'm not a cop anymore. You know, a Philly cop. So it's a lot of mess that just goes on, y'all. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please share this video, y'all. I know it's a sad video. Please share this video. Okay, hit the like button. Okay, people watch my videos, they don't hit the like button. That hurts my videos because when you watch the video, don't hit the like button. YouTube says, okay, people don't like this video. So let's just bury it somewhere, okay? Hit the like button helps this video be seen, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, peace.